Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about everything you can put on your CV as a student or a recent graduate that isn't an internship. So the reason that I'm making this video is basically this is the video I wish I had had when I was applying for internships. I didn't really know what to put on my CV. I didn't know how to talk about the things that I'd done in a way that would make an employer see that actually I have been using skills that they're looking for, all of that. So I'm going to be talking about that in this video. I'm hoping this video will be useful to anyone who's in the same position I was in applying for internships. There are so many other things you can do that aren't internships that are still going to look good on your CV. That's the purpose of this video. I haven't actually hired anyone, but these are the things that have generally helped me to get internships and job offers. Alright, let's get into it. So the first thing you can talk about on your CV that is not an internship is any kind of involvement in university societies. I really wasn't aware of how relevant this could be to future careers. Basically, any keyword like teamwork or leadership or communication, anything like that, if you can think of an example of society-related activity you've done that demonstrates that, use that in your CV. Teamwork, if you've ever been involved in a sports society. Hard skills like programming, if you've ever done hackathons, especially if you were on the committee of a society. You don't have to have been, but if you were, it's a really good thing to talk about in interviews. So that's something you can add to your CV that isn't an internship, but it demonstrates quite a lot of the same qualities that you would have to demonstrate on an internship. So the next thing you can talk about on your CV is any kind of volunteering or part-time work that you've done as a student. It doesn't have to be related to whatever you're applying for. It shows that you're very organised because it's not easy to do that alongside a degree. You've probably used specific skills that you can talk about. For example, if you were in a client-facing or a customer-facing job. So if you're a current student or if you haven't yet started university, there's a lot of ways you can get involved in that through your university. For example, in my third year, I basically helped run drop-in sessions for first-year math students to come with their tutorial sheets. It forced me to kind of go very thoroughly through the first-year stuff in my third year, by which time I had kind of forgotten some of that. So I definitely think it helped me with my degree as well as helping my CV. So that's just one example of what you can do, but there are a lot of voluntary and paid kind of teaching related jobs you can take at university, and that is definitely something that can add to your CV. So if you are a current or incoming student, I would recommend looking into that if you feel like you have the time alongside your degree. If you were a brand ambassador at university, so there are a couple of different companies you can apply through to do this, but you'll probably get emailed through your university email when they're looking for brand ambassadors. It's basically the kind of thing where you might have to be at a stall in a careers event or something like that. Next, we have blog posts, articles or publications, and this doesn't have to be professional. Maybe you have a blog or have contributed to one, maybe you wrote for a student publication like your university newspaper, or maybe you were an editor. All of this is valuable experience in developing writing skills and doing research and looks great on your CV. The next thing you can add to your CV is if you speak any additional languages. That always is a bonus, and I would recommend not only putting it on your CV, but if you get offered an interview, bring it up in the interview and be sure that they're aware of it, because sometimes they might skim over your CV and not have seen that. At the end of an interview, when they ask me if I have any questions for them about the company or anything like that, I will ask if there are any opportunities to use additional languages, just to make sure they're aware. Hard skills and soft skills. So hard skills is anything like programming, or if you're proficient in Microsoft Office, which I feel like everybody our age is, and it's a really good thing to have on there, so make sure you have that on there. Anything like that that's like a skill that maybe you've learnt at university or outside of university in a hobby. And then soft skills are the kind of things I was talking about earlier, like communication, or you know, if you're good in a customer facing role, put those things on there with a relevant example of when you've demonstrated that skill, like I was explaining earlier. Like if you've been in a society, you can put it on there as teamwork, that kind of thing. There we go, that's all the things I could come up with that were not internships that you can put on your CV. And like I said earlier, nothing wrong with doing an internship. I would actually highly recommend it. They're a very good way to find out what kind of job you'd be interested in, or finding out if you wouldn't be interested in a job. But if you haven't done one, these were some ideas of things you can talk about in interviews or add to your CV that are not internship related. So there we go. I hope this has been useful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.